This is NewsBreak26 in southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. The first major step towards the reopening of the Canada-US border and the return of international travel for Canadian citizens will take place at midnight on July 5th. Fully vaccinated Canadians and permanent residents will be able to enter the country either by land or air without having to quarantine for 14 days. They also will no longer have to stay in quarantine hotels while they await negative COVID-19 test results. Testing on day 8 will also no longer be implemented. The change does not apply to Canadian travelers who are not fully vaccinated, including children under 12 who are not eligible for the vaccine. It also does not apply to fully vaccinated non-citizens, including property owners who are looking to visit for non-essential reasons. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau insists that 75% of Canadians will need to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 before the government will be willing to consider lifting border restrictions. This week, the Canada-US border closure was extended until at least July 21st. Early this week, New Brunswick crossed the 20% mark of eligible residents now having had both doses of a COVID-19 vaccine. To meet the province's third and final goal to initiate fully reopening the province, 75% of eligible New Brunswickers will need to be fully vaccinated with both doses. Everyone in the province who's had a first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine is now eligible to book their second dose appointment, provided 28 days have passed since their first dose. Starting June 25th, Water Street in St. Andrews will once again, for the second year in a row, be designated a one-way street from Edward to Frederick Street. The one-way adaptation for the summer season is once again part of the town's overall effort to take added COVID-19 safety precautions during the busy tourism season.
Well, what became abundantly clear last year is that, it was met with controversy. You had 50% of the population appreciate it, 50% of it not, but a majority loved the one-way street. So the one-way street will continue this summer, but our compromise, instead of having those metal gates, was to actually have walkarounds. You see them in cities like Fredericton, where if someone wants to expand out onto the sidewalk, you can actually just walk around it through the parking spot.
The one-way section of downtown Water Street will be in effect until after Labor Day, ending on September 7th. In celebration of National Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday, St. Andrews Deputy Mayor Kate Akagi was at the Ross Memorial Library to share and read stories from some of her favorite First Nations authors.
I am the sister of the chief of the St. Croix-Scoodic tribe, Hugh Akagi, and so I'm going to begin by telling you some tales of for Indigenous Day. Now, my favorite tale, or one of my favorite tales, stories to be read, is Remember Me.
It should be noted that the new St. Andrews Council is in preliminary discussions to consider renaming the section of town that is currently and controversially designated Indian Point. The council plans to discuss the issue with representatives from the Passamaquoddy Nation before determining what first steps should be taken. That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and live-streamed COVID-19 updates for the province, follow us on Facebook at CHCO-TV.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.